Amidst the shifting sands of the Libyan desert, a humble Bedouin leader emerged as a beacon of resistance against the formidable forces of Italian colonialism in the early 20th century. His name, etched in the sands of time, is synonymous with unwavering bravery and the enduring spirit of defiance. Through the pages of his remarkable life, we will witness the extraordinary saga of Omar Mukhtar, the Lion of the Desert, whose unwavering commitment to justice and his people's sovereignty defined an era of struggle and sacrifice. From the arid landscapes of his beloved homeland to the corridors of international solidarity, his story transcends borders, resonating with the aspirations of all who yearn for liberty and dignity. Join us today as we delve into the life of this visionary leader, master tactician, and a symbol of resilience, whose legacy continues to inspire generations, illuminating the paths towards a future where the echoes of his courage and conviction resonate in the hearts of all those who dare to dream of a better world. Omar Mukhtar's early life was deeply rooted in the cultural and traditional values of his Bedouin upbringing. Growing up in the village of Janzour, he was raised in a modest family that instilled in him a sense of honor, integrity, and respect for tribal customs. His family belonged to the Manifa tribe, a prominent Bedouin group known for its resilience and fierce independence in the face of external pressures. Mukhtar's early education primarily revolved around the teachings of the Quran and the principles of Islamic scholarship. He exhibited a keen intellect and a voracious appetite for learning, which led him to immerse himself in the study of Arabic literature, history, and religious texts. His deep understanding of the teachings of Islam would later serve as a moral compass and a source of inspiration for his leadership during the resistance movement. The rural environment in which Mukhtar was raised also played a significant role in shaping his character. He became intimately familiar with the challenging terrain and the harsh conditions of the Libyan desert, which ultimately provided him with a distinct advantage when leading the resistance against the Italian forces. His profound understanding of the geography, climate, and resources of the region allowed him to employ effective guerrilla tactics that bewildered and frustrated the technologically superior Italian army. Mukhtar's early experiences in the Bedouin society instilled in him a deep sense of community and collective responsibility. He grew up witnessing the close-knit relationships and mutual support among the tribal members, which later influenced his leadership style, characterized by a strong emphasis on unity, solidarity, and cooperation. These early experiences not only shaped his leadership during the resistance, but also contributed to the creation of a strong sense of national identity among the diverse groups that joined the struggle against Italian colonization. Throughout his early life, Omar's commitment to his community, his passion for knowledge, and his unwavering dedication to the principles of honor and justice laid the foundations for his later role as the revered leader of the Libyan resistance. His journey from a humble Bedouin upbringing to a national hero reflects the enduring spirit of perseverance and determination that continues to inspire generations. The Italian colonial campaign in Libya had a profound and personal impact on Omar Mukhtar's shaping of his worldview and fueling his determination to resist foreign occupation. Italy's aggressive expansionist policies in North Africa threatened the traditional way of life of the Libyan people and the autonomy of their land, thus provoking a strong sense of outrage and resistance among the local population, including Mukhtar and his tribe. The arrival of Italian forces brought with it a wave of violence, oppression, and cultural subjugation. Mukhtar witnessed firsthand the atrocities committed by the Italian troops, including the confiscation of land, the suppression of local customs and traditions, and the imposition of harsh taxes and labor requirements on the indigenous population. These actions deeply offended the principles of justice and dignity that Mukhtar held dear, compelling him to take a strong stance against the encroaching forces of colonialism. The impact of Italy's campaign on Mukhtar was not only rooted in the external aggression, but also the internal disruption it caused within Libyan society. The Italian occupation led to the fragmentation of tribal structures and the erosion of traditional social institutions, which had long served as the bedrock of stability and governance in the region. This disintegration of the social fabric motivated Mukhtar to not only resist the military aggression, but also to work forward to rebuild a cohesive and united front amongst the various tribes and communities in the fight against their common enemy. The brutality of the Italian occupation had a deeply personal impact on Mukhtar, as he witnessed the suffering and hardship endured by his fellow Libyans. Their indiscriminate violence, the displacement of families, and the suppression of cultural practices fueled his resolve to protect the integrity of his homeland and to defend his rights and dignity of his people at any cost. The devastating consequences of Italy's colonial campaign on Mukhtar's community and the broader Libyan population solidified his commitment to the cause of liberation and inspired him to lead one of the most remarkable resistance movements in modern history. His unwavering determination to confront the oppressive forces of colonization and to safeguard the cultural heritage and independence of Libya became the driving force behind his relentless struggle and enduring legacy as the Lion of the Desert. Omar Mukhtar's leadership and tactical brilliance was instrumental in orchestrating a successful resistance movement against the Italian forces in Libya. His strategic acumen, combined with a deep understanding of the local terrain and strengths of his own forces, allowed him to effectively counter the superior firepower and military resources of the Italian army. Mukhtar was renowned for his ability to adapt his tactics to the changing circumstances of the conflict. He skillfully employed guerrilla warfare tactics, leveraging the rugged desert landscape and intricate network of caves and valleys to his advantage. His forces utilized hit-and-run tactics, ambushes, and surprise attacks, which often caught the Italian troops off guard and inflicted significant casualties. Mukhtar's meticulous planning and execution of these operations earned him a reputation as a master strategist and formidable adversary. Omar Mukhtar, leading a guerrilla warfare campaign against the technologically superior Italian forces in Libya, had to rely on resourcefulness and ingenuity to compensate for the lack of modern weaponry. He and his fighters resorted to creating makeshift weapons from locally available materials. Some of the makeshift weapons included improvised explosive devices. Mukhtar's forces crafted simple but effective explosive devices using locally available materials such as explosives, shrapnel, and detonation mechanisms. These were strategically placed along routes used by Italian convoys or in areas where the enemy forces were likely to patrol. In addition to the firearms, Mukhtar and his fighters utilized traditional melee weapons such as spears, swords, and knives. These weapons were often handmade using locally sourced materials and blacksmithing techniques that had been passed through generations. Mukhtar's forces set up various types of booby traps using simple mechanisms such as tripwires, pressure plates, and improvised explosives. These traps were strategically placed in areas where the Italian forces were expected to traverse, causing surprise attacks and inflicting casualties on the enemies. Mukhtar's fighters also employed slingshots and other sling weapons which were effective in launching projectiles such as rocks and small metallic objects. These simple but versatile tools allowed his forces to engage in ranged combat without the need for sophisticated firearms. Mukhtar's ability to innovate and adapt to the circumstances of the conflict highlighted his resourcefulness and determination in the face of significant technological disadvantages. His utilization of these makeshift weapons demonstrated his strategic thinking and his understanding of the importance of leveraging the available resources to maximize the effectiveness of his resistance efforts against the Italian occupation. Mukhtar's leadership style was characterized by a strong emphasis on unity and solidarity among the diverse tribal groups and communities that comprised the resistance movement. He fostered a sense of collective purpose and national identity, transcending tribal divisions and encouraging cooperation among the various factions. His ability to forge a cohesive and unified front against a common enemy played a crucial role in bolstering the morale and resilience of his fighters, instilling in them a shared sense of duty and responsibility towards the struggle for freedom. Mukhtar's moral authority and unwavering commitment to the principles of justice and dignity inspired unwavering loyalty amongst his followers. His charismatic leadership and personal example of the courage and self-sacrifice galvanized the spirit of resistance and perseverance among the Libyan people, mobilizing them to endure the hardship of war and to remain steadfast in their commitment to the cause. Omar Mukhtar's remarkable leadership and tactical brilliance not only enabled the Libyan resistance to withstand the Italian onslaught for over 2 decades, but also left a mark on the history of anti-colonial struggles worldwide. His legacy as a visionary leader and a symbol of defiance against oppression continues to inspire generations, serving as a testament to the enduring power of courage, resilience, and the determination in the face of adversity. Omar Mukhtar's eventual capture by Italian forces marked a turning point in the Libyan resistance movement. Despite his exceptional leadership and tactical prowess, the Italian military's overwhelming superiority in terms of manpower and technology eventually took its toll on the guerrilla forces led by Mukhtar. The Italians employed a brutal counter-insurgency tactics, including the widespread use of aerial bombardment and the systematic destruction of villages suspected of supporting the resistance, which severely weakened the Libyan fighters' capacities to continue the struggle. In September 1931, a betrayal by one of Mukhtar's own men led to his capture by the Italian troops. After his capture, he was subjected to a show trial, which was largely seen as a sham and means for the Italians to justify their suppression of the Libyan resistance. Despite widespread international condemnation and calls for clemency, the Italian authorities were resolute in their decision to make an example of Mukhtar as a deterrent for further resistance. Omar Mukhtar was sentenced to death by hanging, and on September 16, 1931, he was executed in the public square of the town Sulukh. His execution was intended to break the spirit of the Libyan people and to quell any further attempts at rebellion. However, rather than extinguishing the flame of resistance, Mukhtar's martyrdom served as a rallying cry for continued defiance and inspired a renewed determination among the Libyan population to achieve the independence and freedom that they so longed for. The news of Mukhtar's execution reverberated across the globe, sparking outrage and condemnation from international observers and highlighting the plight of Libya under foreign occupation. His unwavering commitment to the principles of justice, dignity and national sovereignty in the face of overwhelming adversity turned into a symbol of resistance and a national hero, revered for his selfless dedication to the cause of liberation. Omar Mukhtar's legacy continues to resonate in Libya and beyond, serving as a reminder of the sacrifices made in the struggle for independence and the enduring spirit of resistance against oppression. His life and his ultimate sacrifice remain as a source of inspiration for those who continue to fight for justice, freedom, and preservation of their cultural heritage. His life stands as a testament to the enduring spirit of resilience and unwavering commitment to freedom and justice. His remarkable journey from a humble Bedouin upbringing to become the revered leader of the Libyan resistance against Italian colonialism exemplifies the power of determination, strategic acumen, and moral fortitude in the face of adversity, the very principles of the Bedouin culture which he belonged to. Mukhtar's legacy extends far beyond his role as a military leader. His emphasis on unity, solidarity, and the preservation of the cultural identity helped galvanize the Libyan people in their struggle for independence, fostering a sense of national pride and collective purpose that transcended tribal divisions. His leadership and tactical brilliance in waging a prolonged guerrilla warfare campaign against a technologically superior adversary showcased his ingenuity, resourcefulness, and deep understanding of the local terrain. While his ultimate capture and execution by the Italian authorities marked the end of his active resistance, his martyrdom solidified his place in the history as the Lion of the Desert, an enduring symbol of bravery, sacrifice, and the enduring spirit of resistance against oppression. Mukhtar's legacy continues to inspire not only the people of Libya, but also individuals who admire his unwavering dedication to the principles of justice, dignity, and the defense of cultural heritage. His life story serves as a reminder that the struggle for freedom and self-determination often demands great sacrifices, but can ultimately inspire future generations to strive for a more just and equitable world. Omar Mukhtar's impact on the history of Libya remains indelible, standing as a beacon of hope and courage for all those who continue to fight for the preservation of their rights, identity, and sovereignty of their homelands. Thank you for taking your time to listen to this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you at the next one.